I'm Glenn Harris. I'm the Race and Social Justice Initiative Manager for the City of Seattle. I work for the city on a citywide initiative that its vision really is pretty simple. It's to end racial disparities in Seattle. So in the city of Seattle has over 10,000 city employees. We have over 26 departments. Every department actually has a change team. One of the ways that we've went about thinking about pushing for change institutionally is taking a sort of bottom-up approach. And so departments actually give employees time to volunteer who are passionate about race and social justice issues and who are willing to support the department in doing their sort of race and social justice work plan, their own work. Those change teams function in all departments across the city, including our police department, human services, public utilities, and they play a really central role in that bottom-up accountability. We have several tools. Probably the most significant one is a racial equity tool that we use citywide. And at this point, it's really a set of questions. It's kind of like an environmental impact statement, but for race. And it allows us to look at, or to center at least race and ask some questions about what does equity look like and what are the sort of unintended consequences in some of our policy decisions. It begs the question, do you know what institutional racism is? And so part of our work is about helping ensure that city employees can answer that question. We use a definition that's institutional racism is policies, practices, procedures that work to the benefit of white folks and to the detriment of folks of color, frequently unintentionally or inadvertently. And people being able to hold that concept is critical for them to be able to answer the question. The second part is we've done a lot of work to pull together data. So what we find repeatedly is folks actually, and I'll be more specific, white people have a very limited understanding of actually what the disparities are in their communities. And in Seattle, it holds true. I think, not surprisingly, there's a little bit of skepticism when government says, yeah, we're here to talk about racial justice or social justice. But also, there's a great deal of pride. The initiative itself really came out of community pressure on the city to take these issues on. I think the question sort of ultimately for us is, are folks feeling it in their daily lives, and the sort of policy decisions that we're sort of looking at in the ways that we made some new policy decisions, are folks feeling that in their daily lives? If I was going to provide some advice to the folks who are dealing with Sandy, it would be, I think, number one, not to be afraid of having the conversation about race. And I think that's if we want to get to a place that allows us to have a different kind of conversation around equity, it's central that our fear of bringing race into the conversation gets moved. It's the only way that we can actually get to different solutions. I would also really stress the fact that for us, centering the communities most affected, centering the communities who are most vulnerable, has been essential to thinking about, again, how do we get to different solutions? And the truth is building power in those communities. And deeply believe that government's ultimate role is to ensure that everyone has the ability to participate and represent themselves.